Hey friends, one second here. For the ride with you again. So what I want to talk about in this video is the importance of developing and maintaining healthy habits. Now, most people don't know this, but you're going to go about your day for the most part without putting too much thought into it. And by that I mean I'm not saying you're not thinking about what you're doing as you go about your day. What I'm saying is the activities that you're going to do on a daily basis, for the most part, aren't something you're conscientious of because you already have a plan. Like, you're going to go to school the next day, you're going to go to work the next day, you're going to see your friend, you're going to see a movie with your friend. Or point is, whatever you're going to do in a day, for the most part, you already have it planned. Like, you're going to wake up, take a shower, wash yourself, have some breakfast, and then clean up, get ready, and go out of the house and, go to school, go to work, go wherever, do whatever you have planned. Come home, and then do the things you usually do when you come home. Maybe take a shower, read a book, grab a bite to eat. Whatever the case may be, the things that you're going to do between when you get up and when you go to bed, for the most part, are going to be fairly consistent, more often than not. Now, that also includes your thinking patterns. Your thinking patterns, which dictate your actions, are things that you don't really think about, for the most part. I mean, of course, there are going to be things that are going to cause you to give pause and make you think more than others, but for the most part, your thinking patterns are going to be roughly the same from a day-to-day basis. Now, over time, of course, one hopes that our thinking patterns improves over time, but of course, that's not always the case. Sometimes our thinking patterns regress. Now, the reason I wanted to stress the importance of healthy habits, both in the developing and maintaining of them, is because all of our life depends on them. So it's very important that we develop good ones, of course. See, because if we don't develop good habits, what we end up doing is defaulting to bad habits by the thing, default. So, what are the good habits? Now, of course, some good habits are going to be obvious, but I'm going to say them anyways because I'm talking about habits. So, obviously, a good habit to get into, to develop and maintain, is healthy eating. So, eat your fruits, your vegetables, high protein, high cholesterol, lots of water, vitamins and minerals and so forth. So, you need to get on that. Your health is going to suffer. Also, you need to be exercising regularly, so physical activity, both in terms of cardio and getting some weight training in there as well. Now, of course, we also have mental health, so you have to take care of your mind. So read your Bible, read good books, do crossword puzzles or Sudoku if you like those kind of number games. I used to do them a lot. I don't read to it, but I'm an avid reader. I don't know, I'm always got something on the go for the most part. I'm either in my research or just my own personal reading repertoire, if you will. So you got to take care of your mental health, take care of your spirit. So you got to spend time developing spiritual disciplines such as getting in the Bible, getting in prayer, getting in worship, Bible studies, developing regular habits of attending your church regularly, being involved in your local church. Now, personally, for me, I love preaching, teaching, and anything to do with apologetics. That's me. So I don't know, obviously I don't know what you're about, but so you should also find things that you're passionate about in life and go for them, of course, if they're morally upright and ethical. It's big if, because you can obviously be passionate about the wrong things as well. And also, too, not take, another thing, a good habit we need to develop is mental toughness. Now, when I say mental toughness, what I mean by that is the ability to withstand insults, verbal attacks, verbal assaults, to be able to just be thick-skinned enough and not take it personally. Now, I know for myself, the only thing that will really throw me off in a day, in this regard, is if I'm not well rested. If I'm not well rested, there are little things. Like, I even had it today because I only had a few hours sleep last night, and I realized that something was said to me today. I'm like, that normally wouldn't irritate me. I'm like, but I didn't get enough sleep, and that's why it's irritating me. So being self-aware, right? So develop self-awareness too. Well, yes, another thing you need to develop is being a just, but also a fair and honest critique of your own internal world. So whatever going on inside of you, be honest about it, critique it, but like don't be like a cruel taskmaster against yourself, but be honest with the realities of your own internal world, so that when things are happening and you're going about your day and things are happening, that you're not being oblivious to the things that are going on inside. So by the time, say for example, say a few things go on your day, someone says something that they shouldn't have said at work, maybe a family member said something that bothered you at home, and then you have like a few things of these kind of adding up over the course of your day, and then you get online. And unbeknownst, and you're not really aware that there are things inside that you haven't dealt with, that now you're bringing it online, and maybe with it, probably most likely they're realizing it, but you could end up being a little on edge and hostile because there are things that happened over the course of your day that are contributing to how you're acting online. And it's just, we're human, so you just can't flip on and off like a light switch. Now, I'm not saying you have to take the stuff that happened in your day online, because you don't have to, but there's going to be some expression of what you had going on in your day in your online engagement, even if it's never even brought to the forefront of the engagement with which you're engaged with. So be aware of your own internal world. Like I would say, go as far as say, attend to your own internal world as you would a garden that you want to look as beautiful and prosperous and just rich as you possibly can. Don't ignore your internal world. If you ignore your own internal world, I promise you'll definitely do so at your own peril, and you'll definitely be doing it at the peril of people around you. It is monumentally foolish to be ignorant and oblivious to your own internal world. Another thing we have to pay attention to, because this is going to happen to all of us, regardless of where we are in life, rich, poor, somewhere between, correction. So, if someone's correcting you, the first thing you need to ask yourself is, one, is it true? If it's true that what you're being corrected on you've been called on it correctly, then accept it. Now, have you been corrected properly? Meaning, even if the person who's corrected you was right about what they're bringing to your attention, have they done it in a loving manner? Now, even if they haven't done it in a loving manner, still take responsibility enough to own the fact that they were right about the thing that they corrected with you, even if they're acting like a total jackass while doing it. Because a lot of people do that. And if you're going to correct someone, don't act like a jackass. Just reprove in love. Forthright, but gentle. Okay? Next point I want to make is about with habits is the kind of company you keep. No, Paul talks about this in one verse in 1 Corinthians 15:33, I believe, where he says, "Do not be deceived. Bad company corrupts good character." Another way of saying, if you hang around bad people enough, you're going to become bad and corrupted yourself. And you're deceiving yourself if you think otherwise. That's why he said, don't be deceived, because this happens. Good or bad company corrupts good character. So don't spend too much time with bad characters. Now, I'm not saying don't spend any time with the down and out, the homeless, the foolish, the ignorant, the drug addicts, all that stuff. I'm not saying don't spend any time with them, but I'm saying you have to limit your time, because if you hang around foolish people long enough, again, you're going to become foolish yourself. It's just a fact of life. Don't overestimate yourself. Many people have done it, and it's always to their own peril and detriment. So again, be very careful about the kind of people you surround yourself with in your life. You want to surround yourself with wise people. You want to surround yourself with loving people. You want to surround yourself with people that will challenge you, but in the right way. They'll correct you on the crap that you need to be corrected on, and they'll encourage you on the good stuff that you're doing right. Those are the kind of people you want to hear in your life. No, of course, most importantly, secondly only to the decision you make regarding the Lord himself, the kind of person you want to be with, right? So you should want to be with someone who is godly. Okay, nothing wrong with obviously going to go for someone you're sexually and physically attracted to. We all want to do that. Just normal. But also, of course, more importantly, godly, honest, person of integrity, hard work ethic, just a well-rounded person, down to earth, humble, just, well put together physically and mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and psychologically. That's the kind of person you want to spend a life with and build a family with. And of course, the most important thing, like I've already said, your decision that you've made with the Lord Himself. Have you accepted the Lord Christ as your own Lord and Savior? If not, you need to, because He's the Lord. I don't really care if you believe me. I'm not saying I don't care. I'm not saying I don't care that you don't believe that I don't care about you, but I'm saying that your personal belief about Christ has no bearing on me, no effect on me. I care about it for you because it will affect your eternity. It is affecting your eternity. But I don't care in the sense that if you reject it, it doesn't bother me personally. That's what I mean by that, okay? So, hear me clearly. So again, have healthy habits. Now, all these things take time to develop and apply. Life is kind of interesting that way, that things take time. It takes time to develop. I'm almost 43. There's still things I'm working on. There's still minor things. I can't say minor things, but there's things in my life that I need to work on. I need to spend more time offline. I need to spend more time in the Word and worship and prayer, and just getting more rest. There's a couple things else too, but I don't really need to share everything. It's not necessary. But just suffice to say, obviously, I know that I got work to do on myself, and I'll just leave it at that. But you have work to do on yourself too, so don't kid yourself. And I say that in all honesty, sincerity. In all honesty, integrity, and sincerity, that you've got work to do on your own life. And if you're an atheist, I want to put this challenge out to you. If you want to come against me in my YouTube channel, or my Twitter feed for that matter, it doesn't bother me. But I would only ask you to do one thing. If you're going to make a comment on my YouTube channel or my Twitter feed or both, have the decency to, first of all, try to have some semblance of decorum and civility. But at the very least, if you're going to come against me on my YouTube channel, because that's where I get most of the flack, is have an actual argument. Like, oh, this is so lame, this has been debunked so many times. Well, if it's been debunked so many times, it's so lame, then you should have no problem debunking it yourself, rather than writing some dumbass, lazy-ass remark that anybody, 5th grader, could write. So stop that shit, act like an adult, pull up your big boy boots and big girl panties, if you will, and actually have an actual rebuttal. I mean, I can't force it, obviously, because this is a free world, but you may want to consider how idiotic you look like, not just to me, but to like everyone who can see your comment. Oh, okay, well, that person just made some random vague remark that doesn't really amount to anything. And of course, some people will say, well, I responded to this video the way that I thought. Well, okay, whatever, but you're not adding anything of value, so if you're not adding anything of value, why add anything at all? Just something you should think about. Anyways, I think I've sufficiently covered everything I wanted to cover in this video. All right, peace out, Brother Rob.